Hello, everybody. Jess Lohse with another weekly update from SBCA Structural Building Components Association. It is May 22nd. Memorial Day is next week, so we'll be off Monday, but appreciate our staff and giving them a day off and everything that it related to for Memorial Day. But beyond that, I want to talk about our OQM coming up June 4th through the 6th. That is in Washington, D.C. It's going to be a big, beautiful OQM. Terrible impression, but you get the point. Going to DC, you're going to have a lot going on, and that's what I hope to cover today. Wednesday is going to be our legislative fly-in. We've got a lot of people signed up, by north of 30, almost to 40 people. So there will be individual meetings with representatives based on each individual's ability to secure those meetings. But we've also got some group meetings set up as well. I think we've got probably 4 different groups to kind of go around. Christine has been doing a great job on our team, really organizing this and putting together some meetings, trying to get people in front of various congressmen, congresswomen, senators in DC. In a lot of cases, it's probably going to be their staff, but we're going to have a very organized, well thought out plan as far as how we communicate, what we want to communicate on the high points. And the advocacy committee has been doing a great job pulling that together as well. So Wednesday is going to be a very busy day. There's going to be a lot of people going left, right, and otherwise. But look forward to that. And another approach that we're trying to do is having those groups go in and have a little bit bigger, more meaningful impact when there's 10, 12 people in the room, as opposed to just going in there individually. So we'll see how that goes. This is kind of reinvigorating. It's something that we used to do a lot of years ago, but we'll see how the progress is and what the success is. But ultimately, it's us engaging in some advocacy on the national level. Looking forward to that. So Wednesday is going to be a chock full of all kinds of different meetings. We will also have some other things back at the hotel for those that do not have meetings, a little bit of SBCA updates from various staff. Our staff is going to be pulled very thin, a lot of different directions. We're going to have a couple people in Boston at the AIA conference. We're going to have a few people coming and going in and out of DC based on some travel plans, as well as just a lot of people in different locations there. So please be patient with our staff. They're doing a great job. And if all plans go to well, we should have a pretty good showing Wednesday. Thursday, I'm going to call Thursday kind of speaker palooza. We've got a lot of people coming in from outside of the association to talk. We've got Chicago Mercantile Exchange talking about lumber futures and kind of some of the new Southern Yellow Pine futures that go along there. We're also insurance agent kind of talking about a potential association plan that can offer healthcare benefits to our component manufacturer members via the association. And that's not necessarily intended for our larger members. It's going to be hopefully a way to drive engagement with some of our smaller members. So they might not be in the room, but it's important for the association to understand it. I really hope a lot of the suppliers are in there for that conversation, because you're probably talking to many of the smaller members. This is something to kind of wrap that together, and we'll see how that goes and if it's the right choice for SBCA to move forward with that. But I, vetted it enough to know that there's some potential there and some possibilities. So we'll see where that goes. Beyond that, Home Innovation Research Lab, I believe Ed's going to be there to talk a little bit about sentiment towards components as well as market share, some of the statistics that they're seeing. What else do we have? Hopefully a lobbyist from NHB on how to navigate DC as we kind of further engage this for future years, really given their perspective and what NHB does day in and day out with their lobbying efforts. Not that SBCA is going to go to that effort, that length, but it is nice to understand it from kind of that construction industry perspective. We've got a couple others. We've reached out to several congressional offices to see if we can get some speakers in from there, either some, people from the House of Representatives or some of their staff. We're still planning that. They've had a long couple days, if you've been watching the news, plus getting into a couple of weeks from now. It'll be interesting to see what we're able to do there. And it sounds like they got some House votes scheduled for that Thursday. So our team's working hard to try to figure those things out. Beyond that, we've got a lot of other SBCA updates. I don't know how we're going to fit them all in or if we're going to be able to, but it is stuff that is important. And we might have to do a webinar after the fact to try to relay some of that information. We are planning a roundtable, and not to like the CM only roundtables of the past. I hear some of the suppliers kind of, from what that is. This is meant for everybody that's going to attend the OQM to talk about immigration and its impacts on the construction industry. That's one that we've had a lot of conversations at the advocacy level. I think it's time to, kind of just share some stories, see what people are thinking and what they foresee for the future of immigration and how it impacts construction industry, and specifically some of the enforcement tactics and what it's doing to job sites, because it's one of those things that throws a lot of bubbles into the system as far as the supply chain becomes a problem. Beyond that, we're going to have a very tight schedule on that Thursday. So I know a lot of times people are having conversations and it's loud in there and it's hard to get order back into the room after a break. I ask that you take your seats quickly and kindly and delay those conversations till later. There will be an opportunity at Del Frisco's for our dinner Thursday night, also the Nationals game Wednesday. Still some tickets available for those if you want to attend, but make sure that I guess what I'm asking for is don't make me be a jerk. Having to stay on schedule and respect people's times, our speakers' times, especially with people coming in from the outside. Would really appreciate you taking your seat and leading that effort. As you get a few more people to do that, the others kind of fall in line. So hopefully we can find some people that'll do that, because that's always a tricky thing. And we lose a lot of minutes. They add up over the course of the day and we have to adjust schedules. When we're bringing in people from the outside, that isn't easy to say, oh, hey, Billy Bob wanted to have 5 more minutes of conversation in the middle of the room. We can't get to the speaker. I don't think we have a Billy Bob, but if we do, sorry. But you kind of get the point. So hopefully we'll be able to do that. Beyond that, a lot of things going on. NFC golf outing today. They are in Ellicott City, Maryland, where they typically do. And then Arizona chapter's got a golf outing tomorrow too. So a lot of cool things happening. Just check it out on our website. I can't get to all of it here, but appreciate your attention. Looking forward to that DC OQM and the big, beautiful OQM, as we're probably going to call it from here on out. Anyway, till next week, peaks up, press on, have a great Memorial Day, and we'll talk to you all a little bit later.